Hello, everyone. How's it going? It's Thomas here from BroadStreetHockey.com. I hope everyone's having a lovely Friday night. Decided to start a little bit early, but you know how it is. Um, w- let's just we're getting down to business here. The Flyers have 6th overall, obviously. We all know that. We all love that. But there's one prospect that keeps on getting mocked to them. There's, of course, like Caleb Denoyer, Anton Frendel, Porter Montone, James Higgins. We're like, we'd love any of those. There's like a tier of them, a list of like a ranking that we'd rather have, but we love all those guys. And then there's a couple mock drafts that have this player named Brady Martin rocketing up to the Flyers at 6th overall. And the main component, the main reason why this player has suddenly been mocked to the Flyers so much is because he loves to hit. He has been quoted as, for Cam Robinson, he's talking to a scout as a now like kind of famous tweet of in the prospect world that Brady Martin would just be the best hitter in the OHL or in the draft class, but he'd be one of the best hitters in the NHL right now. Apparently his hitting mechanics are crazy. So figured like to get a good idea of this player who like the Flyers like their OHL guys, obviously. So it's not out of the question that if they have to pick between I'm trying to think here, but like, or if they trade down or something, and then Brady Martin could be there. So something like that. Some scenario where Brady Martin could be the Flyers pick. I don't see it as likely, but it's been so commonly just mocked and a conversation that I feel like now would be the right time to do it, get it out of the way, expose ourselves to Brady Martin other than what we see and people tell us. And that's what we're here to do with the shift by shifts, the full shift by shift watch along. I clipped every shift from one of the Sioux Greyhounds games that Brady Martin was in, obviously. And we're going to watch it to get a full picture of the player, not just highlights, not there. But I thought, there's not many people here yet, but put it in the chat, please. If you think it's a good idea, before we get started with the game, we watch a couple highlights just to see the player at their best. So it kind of makes sense just to see them at their best, see it before we just like watch the game. And if it's kind of disappointing, then be like, okay, well, that player sucks. So whatever, I'm doing it. So let's watch some highlights before we really get going here. So this is an assist while playing in the Hlinka Gretzky way back in August, September. I think it's around there. Something like that. But yeah, that's it. I mean, I feel like there should be music or something. I don't have sound on for these highlights because that'd be annoying. So yeah, getting a good idea of the player. Let's fucking skip some of these. Skip to some OHL stuff because okay, he's got some hands. Scored some goals. Decent shot from, and this is the thing that also I heard. I kind of obviously we're here at BSH are going crazy about the draft. Read BroadStreetHockey.com, all the profiles. Basically every day we're going down the list of basically trying to profile an entire player's scope and answering questions about them. We did Brady Martin a while ago, but what we obviously all hear, all we hear about this guy is he hits it good. Yeah, Mr. Twister. Twister. So yeah, but what he basically does, and we'll see some of that in the game, but the general overview of his game is that he's very active. He doesn't let the game come to him. Like a Caleb Denoya a little bit. He's very proactive in his game. Porter Montone, we're gonna have a Porter Montone. I actually just downloaded a Porter Montone game that we're gonna do, and I'll clip that later. But very different players. But Brady Martin, he basically like he doesn't let the game come to him. He can shoot from high danger, like kind of he made that pass, but he could shoot from high danger areas and like all over the ice. Where like someone like Caleb Denoyer is a little bit more on the perimeter and mid range shooter. and that's how he's got a lot of his goals with the Q defending. Brady Martin's more like projectable scorer, I think, or at least like scores from areas that are more projectable going up the pro ranks again. And then I just show that and he scores. That's a 5-on-3, whatever, from distance on 5-on-3, one timer. Nice. Like, see, he's known as a hitter, but he also has skills of like obviously a top 15, like he was supposed to prospect. But now because he's getting so much hype, he might go like top 10, which is a little bit nuts. Yeah. He has that one timer. Clearly uses it well. And right-handed shot, so he's useful on a power play. Skating, whatever. But yeah, I think we got a decent idea. Oh, it's so. See, this is why also like the Flyers drafting Martin, like it might make people mad, but also it's too fun. Like he's such a like I'm sure like after the single post-draft interview that he gives, people will just like fall in love with him and be like, yeah, whatever. It's like, yeah. Ooh, okay. Nice. And that was Erie too. That was against Erie. A good team. Two guys. Saw them overlapping. Saw the space. Assist. He has puck skills. Strip a puck. Wire it. Okay. I think that's a good amount of highlights. Like we see that he is something. So if we go a full game, and I've already watched this game, of course, there are periods where it's boring, whatever. Okay. But we're gonna liven it up. Okay, let me figure this out. Oh my god, that's massive. Jesus Christ. Okay, let me Jesus. I hope to God you're not watching us on your TV. Anyone. How do I present? Share screen. No, I did that wrong. Video file. No. How do I do this? I swear I did it just before. I did the freaking. Who do we watch along? Oh, here we go. Here we go. Okay. Oh my god. This is a mess. This is what you don't see. God. God damn. Okay, minimal. Not full screen, but tell me when it's too big. Is that good? God damn, dude. I'm working off one monitor. Usually I have two, but my laptop screen doesn't want to work. Okay. I think that's fine. Thanks to everyone. Okay. Jesus Christ. Okay. I use the VLC monitor so I can do this. So I can see that's Brady Martin. See the mouse? Okay. Close enough. Thanks, Phil. Beauty. Okay. Fucking hell. Let's make sure this is muted because I don't want to blow your eardrums. 0%. Perfect. Okay. There we go. Here we go. Brady Martin. Wearing number 44. Fuck, I should do that. Number 44 in red. There we go. Look at that. Okay. So this game is against Brampton. Very good game. Very good team, rather. That's what I wanted to do with all these players. So there you go, number 44. I don't know why I'm pointing at my fucking screen. Number 44, breaking out. No, I think okay. Off the face off. So what I want to do with these shift by shifts, of course, and if this is not your first time watching a shift by shift, I've said this multiple times before. I want to do these players. Pause. I want to get games from these players that are against good teams. I don't want like Martin has like multiple games where he's like scored 3 points against Peterborough or what's another shitty team, Flint. Like what's the point of watching him beat up on a very like bad team? So Brampton's a good solid team, like better than the Greyhounds, better than Sault Ste. Marie. So it's a good test. I like to see his like every shift work. Okay. There he is. The skating is like it. I'm not gonna like want to say it's Hartnell-esque. I was clipping this game I like this afternoon, and I was sending clips in the BSH Slack of like a referee falling, and then I was like, oh yeah, and then Martin just like completely just lost his edge and then fell face first into the boards. And then Steve mentioned like, oh, he's Hartnell, which wouldn't be terrible. Okay. So this is on the power play now. There's a little handoff, didn't really work. Okay. Okay, dude, chill. Jesus. Okay. I find he takes a lot of punishment. Like that's what I noticed through his game is like he is known for his hitting and everything, but a lot of teams like target him. And I'm sure like this is a game. Oh fuck, I should remember the date. It's March something. So I want it to be older too. I wanted these games to be also like later in the season. Just because like watching a game from like October isn't like okay, you could be a completely different player in the 4, 5, 6, 7 months. To really see what teams are seeing now. There he is on the forecheck. 44 on the left of your screen. Now he's at your screen. If this is hard to follow, I'm sorry. He gets the puck. Tidy, easy. I was listening to Called Up the podcast, Cam Robinson, Chris Peters podcast today, the most recent one. I think it was from a couple days ago, but they're doing comparisons and like player style comparisons. So like it's not this player is going to become this player, but it's more so like this player plays like this player, which you have watched for like 10 plus years. So you kind of get a feel of their game. I think it was Cam Robinson. He said Brady Martin, it's Sam Bennett and Nazem Kadri, which you can see like modern Sam Bennett. He just had his career year and he scored 50 points. And it's kind of like if Martin, I think, upped his pace, and it could also just be like style of play. Like Greyhounds aren't like it could also just be. Ooh, okay, yeah, he did just have an LL neon knee. But the Greyhounds aren't like the most speedy team or like have the most skill. Like Martin is their player. And again, like it's style of play. Oh god. It's style of play. So like if he played with a little bit more pace and like a little more aggressiveness, I'm sure he could like look like Sam Bennett. OHL Sam Bennett. Kingston Frontenacs Sam Bennett. Okay. And like Kadri, like of course he had that 80 plus point or whatever season in Colorado, but like his typical time in Toronto and Calgary, it's like 60 points, 65. If you get that, it's like that's probably best case scenario with like a player like Martin, like with his ceiling. So, but I do like the Bennett comparison just because he also like I remember from Bennett's time in Calgary, it wasn't 100% he was even a center, and Martin does feel like that. He has that like, well, he's like F1. He plays like he should be F1, so that's not really a center. Okay, there you go. Break out of the zone. Okay, yeah. Break out of the zone, enter the again a power play. So you're it's a little bit easier to enter the zone, but he like weaved his head a little bit. Okay. Another power play. Ramsey needs to stay out of the box. Okay. Nice, like high pay, like a decent amount of you're not pausing play. Laid off the pass easily. Could just be tactics and system, but he bounced off the skate. Okay. Here's Martin on the face off. I'm so sorry. I just knocked my microphone. Sup, JH? Thank you. I love making them. Yeah, it's not just Flyers prospects. We're gonna do 2025 prospects. Fuck, who did I just do? Oh, Jake O'Brien. I did O'Brien with Jacob. Check that out. Also, I feel like O'Brien's more of a pick than Brady Martin. Yeah. How was PHLY today? I haven't listened to it. I know you guys probably in the chat. Okay, there's Martin on the half wall. Oh, goal. Okay. How did that fucking happen? No. I want to see that. I think he has 2 assists in this game. Brady Martin does. Laid off. Weird goal. Okay. We'll deal with it. Second period. Already the second period, guys. This is gonna be quick. I mean, like the whole, yeah. Okay. Again, nothing like crazy so far. Like a couple zone entries, laying off the pass. Like you see skill. Like you see a reason why he would be a first round pick, top 15 potentially. Like he was before this whole like recent rocket resurgence. Um, rocket resurgence. I don't even know if that's the right phrase, but before this hype kind of really ramped up, he was supposed to go like 12, 15. Like I remember Canucks fan friends were thinking about him at like they have 15, I think, 15th overall. Montreal at 16. Like, and then it was high as Buffalo. Like I remember Buffalo at 9. It was like, okay, like Brady Martin enough 9, and then it was like 7 with Boston, and now like 6. It's like, man, I know he's climbing, but I think it's my microphone's doing funny things. I think it's people with Panthers brain disease, seeing the Panthers play so well, and like, well, who would fit most on that team in the middle six role? And it's like, oh, Brady Martin. Okay, well, that's what team's winning right now. So we should try to draft that guy and rank him high. That's what all they're doing. If like Carolina was if Carolina was winning the Stanley Cup, like Victor Eklund, we won't be able to do one of his games because obviously Allsvenskan games we wouldn't just be able to download a full game. It's CHL guys we could do mostly, which is luckily there's a lot of top CHL guys. Ooh, power play goal by Brampton. But like Victor Eklund would like ride the Hurricanes being the new hot thing up to like a top 5 pick. And like he deserves like I love Victor Eklund. Like he's like a smaller winger that drives play, like Nikolai Ehlers. Like yeah. Like I'd probably have Eklund ahead of Martin, but just because it's the new hot thing. And like playoff hockey plays like that. So like it's this time of year. Like every game gets super dissected. Okay, there he is. There's the puck. Sends it out. A little wild. Breakout pass. Jeez. Okay, here it is. Off a face off. Oh no. Okay. The one thing I did notice a lot throughout this game is he's not very active. Like the scouting report was like he's a more proactive player, but you look at this ship. He is right. Fuck my mouse. He's right here. Look at this back check from getting like again. Greyhounds have players back. It's kind of equal here. So obviously Martin would be adding to even it up in the chance. But so here he is also. He could be like, oh shit, this is a 3-on-2. I should probably try to get back. I'm the center, apparently. What are you doing, dude? That's crazy to do that. Again, top of he is at the center line. He literally, there's a player. There is a Greyhound, or sorry, Steelhead player with the puck, probably like looking down. He's getting his teammate, Martin's teammate is applying pressure, and you should probably care more than just do that and then overskate the chance. Like apply yourself to that chance. Like again, like it might be more like we're not playing man on man, playing zone. I don't know the Greyhounds tactics. I don't even know who their coach is, but dude, we're gonna harp on this. I'm sorry, but that's just not what you want to see from a center that, again, is supposed to be like this playoff style center, and that's going to cost you something because you're just not being active and your brain's not on. It's those plays where like it's like you don't want, again, I'm just repeating myself, but you don't want to see that. You don't want, like I never saw Luchenko would not do that in a million fucking years. After watching him for so long, like watching a lot of his season, I didn't watch him a lot of his draft year, but like yeah, like Luchenko was be so active and would be on top of that attacker within an instant. Like he wouldn't even be able to get like be able to think straight. Be like, oh, I'm skating here. Luchenko's up on me and like strip the puck already from my stick. Which is why also I don't think the Flyers are falling in love with Martin. You know, it's just one shift, but like it was a common thing where it's like I just wanted you almost like want to be just like, okay, like be more forthright in your purpose on the ice. Here's off the face. There's good moments, I swear. Okay, we have to watch the ref fall. Sorry, this is a moment of what was that? Steelhead's jerk. Oh my god. What? I know he's just getting the puck. He's like, oh, I'm just getting the puck. Oh no, I'm sweeping out these refs' legs. Oh my god. Boop. Boop. Oh, that was bad. Yeah, I know, Phil. It was brutal. It was brutal to watch. I don't know how you like. I'm not a coach, but I don't know how you kind of fix that. Be like, pay attention more. I guess it's video. I guess it's like video coaching. Like, see that? You should engage. Engage is maybe the right word to use. He's not very engaged on a lot of plays. And like I might be stupid and like an amateur, like I know what I like in my players, and it might not be the most effective, but I like seeing players that at least look like they're trying hard. It might not come as the same. It might be the end up as the same result. Like a player could have looked like he was super trying hard, and the Steelheads attacker still would have catch possession, and same end up result, but just more energy spent. But like, it just means a little bit more if you just look like it. Also, that I know, Phil. Like this game, I don't know if I just picked a very bad game. This could also be the thing. I'm picking these games, like scrolling down his game log and be like, okay, he did stuff in this game. Like he has 2 assists in this game. He shot the puck a decent amount, I think over 4 times or something like that. And then so he did stuff, and it was against a good opponent, and it was like late in the season. So like, okay, it's a good game to do it. It might have just been a bad recipe for like you might have just been nagging something might have been nagging. You didn't hit a lot in this game, like for real. Okay, 9 seconds of the second period. Okay. Am I excited for McDavid to become a Flyer? Yep, super excited. That's why they're not signing Rossi. That's why they're not trading and signing Rossi to a log deal because they're keeping that cap flexibility. I mean, I do actually think that's why they didn't do it. You don't want to sign a guy for 6 whatever million and be like, oh, Jack Eichel wants to play for you, but he's gonna cost 14 million, and now you only have 12 million in cap space. Oh shit. Okay. A little bit of offense from Martin. Jesus. Yep. Still got lost in the feet though. And you're shorthanded, so maybe you shouldn't be just driving to the corner, man. Again, engaged, thinking about game context. Talking too much. I feel like not talking all day. I fully believe you met McDavid and 100% agree with Kelly that tampering happened on the play. I mean, it's possible, but I'm sure every team would are eyeing is better. Fly just came down. I'm sure every team would love that. I think even if it's not McDavid, they're keeping that summer in mind. Kaprizov probably resigns in Minnesota. But like Kyle Connor, Jack Eichel, Cale Makar probably resigns. I don't know who else is available off the top of my head. Artemi Panarin, I think, off the top of my head. Forgetting Malkin. They're keeping there's a good, like, it's way better than this year. So like, again, probably 80% of those players are probably re-signed to contracts extensions, but got flexibility, keeping their options open to whoever comes through. And then trades too, like trade your 2027 first for. Sorry, I'm just watching. I don't know. Matt Barzal hates it on Long Island because he's stuck there. Sebastian Aho is for some reason available. Like, shit happens. Okay, there he is. There's some physicality from Martin, but he also, like, how do I? Come on. There we go. So he's driving behind the net, double teamed, and still stays on his feet a little bit. Okay. We're seeing you. Brace yourself. He's no Rafi Torres, though, right? You know. Okay, there's so many fucking shifts. Sorry. There's so many shifts I noticed. This is another little issue I have with Martin. There's so many shifts I noticed while clipping this game. Look at this. I straight up thought the puck went out of play during this. So obviously when I'm clipping, I'm paying attention to the player. Because I have to see when he's on the ice, because then I clip it and then I go to when he's off the ice, cut, then scan for him further. Oh, he's on the ice again, cut, take that section out, video editing stuff. So I scan and when I notice when a player is like, I could just tell by body language when like a shift is done, like play is dead, because I don't have sound on. I also, because I'm probably listening to something else, so it goes by faster. So I'm doing all this, and then I think it was literally this shift. Again, it's a power play, so it's like whatever. Look at Martin. I straight up thought the puck went out of play by the way he was skating. I thought that like the Greyhounds like we're done. I thought there was like, okay, this is a break in play. Let me cut this, because obviously they're not playing right now. The clock's not going. Oh, the clock is going, but he just looks like he doesn't fucking care. That's crazy. Like again, it's just like It's yeah. It's weird. I didn't know what to make of it. Like, I don't know, like, if we had the full thing, like, what he'd just be doing, but, like, there's moments where it almost just looks like his brain just turns off and just, like and he just, like, acts like he's just, like, "Even there, Jesus." Again, you're like, there's a million teammates on you. I know you're just trying to get out of the way, but you're getting out of the way on a power play. Like, it just feels there's these, like, little things where it's like, that's what separates the best players. Like, just being actively engaged. You watch Michael Misa. Again, it's a hard example because Michael Misa is gonna go first or second. Very, very good player, but he's just always engaged in the play. Yeah. Clumping. That's a good term to use for it. Like, it's staying engaged and keeping your brain on, your hockey brain on, that I want out of a prospect. That's why I fucking love Jet Luchenko and Denver Barkey, because they don't ever fucking turn off. It's just like whenever they're on the ice, they're go, go, go. Like, and again, it's not um yeah, like there are better plays. There's just 7 minutes left. So it's like there are, I think, some good plays that he made later on. Kind of broke up a play, I guess. But I'd love to talk with someone that watched a lot more of Martin. Maybe we'll get Will back on. Because Will did our Denver Barkey episode, and I think he and I like similar. Okay, what the fuck was that? Cool, dude. He and I think, like, Will Scout, I'm talking about. We did a Denver Barkey tape by tape, not tape by tape. Jesus, shift by shift. That, and we are just talking about general, like, players that we like and stuff and play style. Um, but I think he would. I would love to pick his brain about what he's seen in Martin, but, like, his calling card was supposed to be the super activator, like, always active, go, like, hitting guy, hitting machine. I just haven't seen that. And I, again, want to preference it, like, this is just one game. Imagine if you had to see Matvey Michkov in that slump or whatever that he had this past season. You see that one game. Um, okay, a goal just happened. Sorry, that was probably other assists that he earned. Okay. Like, imagine you watch Michkov during that slump he had before Four Nations, and it's like, oh, that's Michkov as a player. Like, no, it's not. So, we might just be. I might have just downloaded and grabbed and selected a very bad game of Martin's, battling something else is on his mind, personal, like, something else happened. I don't know, but yeah, musical celebration. But it's a bad showing. It's not what you want to see from a player that you pick 6th overall or even in the top 10 on any draft. Like, name the worst draft, 2012, in recent years. Like, you wouldn't see this from. I'm trying to think of forwards. Oh, that's a deep heavy draft. But, like, Noah Hannafin, I think, was in that draft. No, he's 2015. Whatever. I'm trying to think of, like, active defensemen or forwards, but top 10 picks don't look like this. Any draft. There's players later on in the draft, like Cullen Potter. I have a Bill Zonon game downloaded because I think he is what people think Brady Martin is. I love him so much. He is I think people will fall in love with if he's like one of the Flyers later picks. This is building on, by the way. That he's like he's a guy that's like never stop thinking. I think he's someone that the Flyers will probably love. That's empty net goal. I think that's the end. Yeah. VLC. Done. Stop sharing. I'm just gonna go massive. Jesus. It's too big. Okay, I'm just gonna say chill here. Let's what are they doing? We can put on back on the fucking the highlight videos. See him play hockey, whatever. But I think there are other players that, in my mind, in this draft later on, that would be available at 22, at 31 or 32, at 36, at 40, at whatever other picks that they have in the second round. There are other players that I think possess the effort, maybe not the skill, maybe not be able to do all this stuff that we're seeing right now in these highlights. There are other players that I think possess the higher effort, high work ethic mentality than what we saw from Brady Martin tonight. Again, could have just been a bad game, but we saw him. It's hard because at the same time, you want to assume that if you just picked a bad game, that more often than not, if you pick 5 or so games, you get a general sense of the player. I think that's enough. If you watch every shift of a player for 5 games, spread out, not in a certain slump or whatever. If I think that you get a certain sense of a player and his tendencies and what can be coached out and something. Yeah, like I was just saying, like I think I think there's a lot of molding that'll have to do with Martin. Sure, won't see him skate to the puck like that and draw a penalty. Shorthanded too. Wow. Okay. But like we just didn't see that tonight. And this is why also I kind of want to include highlights because I don't want to bash the player too much because he's going to be a top 10 pick probably. Boston, Buffalo, Seattle. Like, there's people even saying Utah at 4th overall might go Brady Martin just because he could be at that second or third line center after Logan Cooley. Like, that's fucked. Part of my language. It's I'm not a prospect expert. I'm not a knower. I pay attention all year long. I watch games. I have some opinions of players, but I'm not saying that like everything is right. But what we saw from Brady Martin tonight and what I've seen in a couple like other times is just not good. I'm not gonna say not good, but he's not like someone you strive out of your way at 6 overall. Like on my list, he might be closer to 12th or 13th or 14th or 15th or 20. I don't know. There's other players that have specialties that I like more. We'll get to them. To the few people that are hanging around after I've done this is that we're gonna be doing a mock draft. I think in a couple weeks before the draft. Mock draft. 4 of us that are writing the draft boards. Me, Maddie Campbell, Jacob Russell, and Cole Keller. Basically go in a circle, take turns, picking players, doing a mock draft, all 60 first 2 rounds, because the Flyers obviously was 7. picks. But yeah, we'll do that. Sneak preview or whatever you say. Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to dive into conspiracies about the draft lottery. But yeah. Anyways, I think that's a good time to start. Like, I don't want anyone to hate this player, but I'm gonna be disappointed if there's like James Hagens on the board. I wish we could do a Hagens game, but I don't have. Obviously, you can't just watch full college games. Okay, JH, settle down. Settle down. They did it live in front of us. Okay. I don't know what else to say. Read broadsheethockey.com. Subscribe. Like this video. Yeah. Needs a lot of work. Again, if the Flyers were picking 16th and we're looking at players around that range, I'd be like, okay, there's tools, there's stuff to work with, there's skill. If you just can keep that effort level up, he's definitely an enticing player, which is where he was slotted to go back in January or whatever, 16th, 17th, 18th, whatever. Totally fine there. But this is 6th overall. This is probably the highest the Flyers are going to, hopefully, the Flyers are going to be selecting. The highest the Flyers are going to be selecting for a while. You can't just get it on a guy that looks like a late first round pick on most drafts. Just swing and hope for James Hagens, for God's sake. Okay. I'm going to head out. Thank you, everyone, for watching Brady Martin with me. Like this video, subscribe, read broadsheethockey.com, follow us on Twitter, all that stuff. If you don't like this video, I fucking hate you. No, I'm just kidding. But like this video, please, and subscribe. And leave a comment after I go offline. Say, I was there. I was there. I agree. I agree with everything Thomas said. Okay. I'm sorry, guys. Okay. Let's do this again soon. I got Caleb Donaye. I got Bill Zonin, already said. I got Porter Martone. Jake O'Brien, we already did. What are other players? Braden Coots, WHL guy, Cole Reshney. First rounders and second rounders, like CHL guys. Blake Fiddler, maybe. Oh, defensemen are weird to do, except Aitchison. I think Kajon Aitchison, he won't be a Flyer because I don't think he's going to go 6th, and then he'll probably be gone by 22 for sure. But might as well watch him. He's supposed to be this exciting guy. It's supposed to be, but we'll see. Doing more and more of these. First, get over to the 6th overall range, and then dive deep into all those other guys and watch those guys. Anyways, thanks for hanging out. Like and subscribe, all that stuff. BSH forever. I forgot to answer.